meaning I didn't have to be present to witness the trauma firsthand in order to see how my DNA expresses that trauma.
Hi, everybody. Auntie speaks. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me get out to more people. I really appreciate all the support. So, this gentleman believes that your great-great-grandfather being a slave affects your DNA. And he's got some crazy stuff about white people as well. So we're going to take a look at this. Please comment below if there were always this many black racists out there, and the only reason why we know about them now is because of TikTok. I don't know about you, but in my life, I have never seen such racist people just speaking freely, admitting their racism. So please comment below and tell me what you think. Let's take a look at this guy's crazy conspiracy theories.
Hey, good morning. Epigenetics shows how trauma can be passed down from generation to generation through your DNA, meaning I didn't have to be present to witness the trauma firsthand in order to see how my DNA expresses that trauma.
It's epigenetics. And it changes your DNA, according to this gentleman. Well, let's go to the CDC and see what they say about epigenetics. Here we go. Epigenetics is the study of how your behaviors and environment can cause changes that affect the way your genes work. Unlike genetic changes, meaning changes to your DNA, epigenetic changes are reversible and do not change your DNA sequence. But they can change how your body reads a DNA sequence. So it does not change your DNA. Because your great-great-great-grandfather was a slave, that did not change your DNA.
Now, we've seen how whites' superiority disorder and enslavement changed the physiological and mental makeup of the bodies of Southeast Asians, the Irish, Black Aboriginals, Black Africans, Black African Americans, and Latinos. We've seen these things through epigenetics.
Once again, citation, please. You've seen how the DNA in epigenetics has changed in Southeast Asians? Dude, I don't know if you know a lot about the Asian culture, but if you're looking for racists, yeah, Asia is kind of filled with them. Yeah, those Japanese, yeah, there's a reason why there was World War II, and there's a reason why they did the rape of Nanking and the Bataan Death March. They thought that Chinese people were like vermin, so they were right in line with the Nazis. So I am not quite sure how whiteness changed their DNA. You go to North Korea or Korean, you want to talk about racism? Yeah, they're not allowed to marry other Asians. There's an entire book that was written about the racism of Korea. Yeah, you need to travel just a little bit. If you think white people are the only racist people, and you need to look in your own backyard and, I don't know, maybe in your own household, or maybe listen to your self-talk.
But what we haven't looked at is how epigenetics affects white people. How their superiority disorder and being on the other end of enslavement still affects them today. If we took a look at that, we would understand these Karens and Tads of today just a little bit better. You see, there needs to stop non-white people to demand that they show them their papers. Who are you? What are you doing here? You don't belong here. Their need for that happens because they are the continuation of the legacy of slave patrollers.
White superiority disorder. Well, I don't know about you, but the way I was raised, no one person is superior to someone else. That is the American way. There is no this person is superior to that person. judge people by the content of their character and not the color of their skin. And epigenetics has changed us to white superior. Wait, it changed us into white superior disorder because we have the legacy of slave patrols. Well, if this is genetics, then it has to be done in your bloodline. So what about, well, I don't know, 95% of the whites who are in this country today who were not here during slavery? My relatives had absolutely nothing to do with slavery. And they came from a country where they were basically serfs. They basically belonged to the land. And we came over in the 1900s in the North. So we had nothing to do with slavery. But I have a white superiority complex. Oh, why? Because I'm white. Who's the racist? Tell me again, sir. Who is the racist between you and me? Who is classifying an entire group of people? You or me?
They gave themselves the authority to stop, frisk, and question any non-white person they came into contact with. And they still do it today. Looking at this thing critically, we understand that white men suffering from whites' superiority disorder wrote the laws of this country. Laws that uphold the belief in whites' superiority disorder. Like laws that maintain slavery still exists in this country as a form of punishment for anyone convicted of a crime.
I don't know where you learned your history, but if I remember correctly, 9 of the original colonies were anti-slavery, and only 4 actually had slavery. There was a huge fight at the beginning of this country to try to outlaw it altogether, but they couldn't, because then there would have been no union. Then slavery would have gone on for a lot longer. Okay? And just because there was slavery in the United States doesn't make America different than any other country on the face of the planet at that time. I'm sorry, dude. And it wasn't just whites. It was something like 10% of black people owned slaves. Did they have black superiority complex? And yes, you commit a crime, then yes, we can make you work. Because you know what I believe? If you murder someone, if you rape someone, if you rob someone, you know what? You going to jail should not be a party. It shouldn't be a party. No, you should have to work just like the rest of us do. And no, you shouldn't get paid for it. I think they actually do. They pay them like $10 a day or something like that. But there are still laws on the book making slavery legal. You're talking about prisoners who broke the law. They broke the social contract that says, do the right thing, and you won't go to jail and have to work. I don't know. I think that's rather reasonable.
You see, those who wrote the laws that hold this country together did so using racist language. And that language shows us the primary functions of whiteness. Number 1 is to exclude. Can't nobody be white but white people, and even then, certain white people ain't white. 2, whiteness is all-consuming. It consumes your identity, your culture, your ethnicity, your land. Whiteness consumes everything, and then it reduces it down to the bare minimum and replaces it with something mediocre. And today, in 2022, this video cannot be played in certain states because politicians who suffer from whites' superiority disorder have passed laws banning this type of conversation.
Okay. So the laws written in this country were written in racist language. Yes, some of them were. But once again, that is not unique. Before America, it was unbelievable to have 2 different races occupy the same space. Because you couldn't, For two different cultures to meet, you had to travel like vast distances. So yes, some of the laws of the United States were written in racist language. But at the same time, you had half the country who were fighting against that racist language. And to not acknowledge that and think, oh, well, that doesn't matter because there was racist language in there, once again, is presentism, which means you judge everybody in the past by the present. Being racist back in the 1700s was not unique. Wasn't even unique in the 1800s. That was the rule of the law. And I love this. Okay, so the racist laws show the primary function of whiteness, which means that nobody can be white except for people who are white, which, I mean, I don't understand. Do you think all white people just say we're white? I don't know about you, but I had a grandfather who spoke a different language. And I don't like to, put everything out about my history, but I consider myself that country person. We don't consider ourselves white. Most of us think of ourselves as Irish, or, we think of ourselves as American, but our heritage is Norwegian or German or Irish or Italian or what have you. Okay? And nobody can be white but white people? We don't care about color of your skin. Okay. And whiteness is an all-consuming identity. Let's see, this culture, it reduces everything to the bare minimum. And whiteness consumes identity, culture, ethnicity, land. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Do you think white people walk around and say, I'm white and we stole the land and we are just awesome and we are the most superior people out there? If you think that, you need some new white friends. I don't know who your white friends are. I don't think you have any white friends, to tell you the truth. Because if you do, why would they be friends with you? I think it'd be pretty annoying to have someone attack you all the time because of the color of their skin. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Okay, guys. So yes, the last part here is the funniest one. So we can't have this discussion in certain states because they're banning this discussion. Could you lie even more than possible throughout the rest of this? That is a bald-faced lie. What are states doing like Florida and Texas? They are saying that people like you cannot blackwash history and highlight all of America's wrongs and not talk about all of the stuff we've done right. And you can't take an entire group of people and say these people bad, these people good. That's what we're saying is illegal. Why? Because CRT creates racists like you. Okay, guys, tell me if you like this content. Like I said, I went down a rabbit hole. So please smash a like if you like this. I found some really disturbing stuff on TikTok. And if I get good response to this video, I'll do more because the stuff on there it's crazy. So thank you so much. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.